So I got a Corvette. This isn't it, but this is a 1991 base model Corvette, right? So I kind of want to go through, look at this. It's at a dealer, Patriot Lincoln in Davenport. I just happened across it, not looking for it. But, you know, the thing that really gets me is, you know, how some dealers, you know, really think that things are worth a lot. But anyway, in this situation, it would be a good, let's go private party on something like this, rather than at a dealer. I'm going to highlight some of the things, and these are common things that are wrong with, you know, C4 Corvettes. This is a nicer looking daily driver, from about 40 feet away. Now, I'm not going to look underneath it, not going to look underneath the hood, because I really don't, because I can get a pretty good idea of what's going on, judging by the overall condition of the car. So the overall condition of the car, let's just kind of, you know, get away from it and look at it. And it's not like in the worst shape. It's not a bad looking car overall. I mean, just a couple of little beauty shots there, just kind of fly down the side. Doesn't look like there's been any accidents or anything. Everything looks straight. The alignment looks pretty good. You know, just the camber on the back. So, you know, it's sitting pretty good. So why am I complaining about this car? I'm not necessarily complaining about the car. I would own it. I would enjoy it. And probably so would you. However, the thing that really irritates me is how some of these cars, $13,400. I hate to say this, but don't ever go into a dealer thinking you're going to get a deal on a C4. Months later, I have gotten calls back on a couple of C4s that I had been looking at before I got mine, and they offered to sell it below book. So, you know, it is what it is. So let's go over the why I am kind of annoyed at the price on this. I mean, I understand dealers got to make their money back and yada yada yada, but the thing that really irritates me is this thing is like below average at best. Might have a new transmission, might have a new engine, whatever, I don't care. But let's look at this thing. Look at the paint, how the paint is kind of, no. Paint issues here, paint issues here. You can tell somebody sat something on it. There's some paint damage. The emblem here is completely destroyed. You can tell it hasn't really had much in the way of a bath regularly, just by the crud that's been in here. The bumper doesn't really look like it's been hit or anything, but you can tell they've had their fair share of touch-up paint on it. Let's just kind of look up underneath here. That's going to be kind of a, you know, it is what it is. It wouldn't surprise me if the car had issues with, you know, if underframe issues because they bottomed it out. Paint's flaking off of here. This really doesn't bother me too much because it could have been a repainted bumper or whatever, but regardless, the paint issues here is what I'm talking about. This isn't a $14,000 car. One highlight is that it is a squared up setup. Let's double check before I eat my words. Okay, it is a squared setup. I have seen two fronts on one side and two rears on the other side, so yeah. So let's come over here. More paint issues here, so it's not isolated to just the bumper. Couldn't tell you if it was repainted or not. Maybe a clear coat job. I don't know. So anyway, at the very least, in order to get it to where it's serviceable, I bet this thing leaks like a sieve, right? Reason why I'm saying that is because look at how the weather stripping is here. I'm pretty sure it's going to leak up in here for sure. Interior looks okay, I guess. The dash is peeling on the passenger side where the glove box is. This is one of them years that I really do like. but you know, it is what it is. Aftermarket rear tinting, aftermarket tinting on the sides, not the end of the world, not too bad. Nothing really going on the back end of the car. You know, some issues that you might have here, paint issues here. I mean, now some of this stuff can be like touched up, not the end of the world, right? Let's just kind of take a peek underneath it, see how much, let's see if it's got any rust issues. Yeah, it's been driven in the Midwest. What do you want from it, right? So, anyway, another emblem that's toast. This one actually has all of its bits. It's still faded and nasty looking. Probably didn't do too much in the garage department. Some bumper paint issues. Probably could be buffed and, you know, save that, but I don't know. Overall, meh. This right here, this is a big deal. Now, sometimes when you clean with like the wrong materials or whatever, you know, you can run into those issues. But when you're looking at these cars, make sure you look, because that's a big, deep, it's not a scratch, that's a crack. Now, I couldn't tell you if this had been damaged by compression or something, somebody like dropped it, but it sure seems like that. I don't know if you guys can kind of see the spider cracking. You see the shimmer there? Those are cracks going this way, all the way across. Another big crack right here. So the top is trashed, right? The top's trashed, but it's there, so there's that. So it's a squared up setup. I don't know if you guys can see that, but anyway, yeah, when you're buying these cars, look at those things, man. Don't shortchange yourself. I mean, if you're looking at a C4, C4s have a potential to have a lot of problems, and you don't want one that's got a lot of problems. This car is in really bad shape body wise. It's not bad, but it would need a coat of paint. It would need a new top for sure, and then God only knows what else. But it does look like it's got newer tires. Let's look at the tires. That's usually my favorite thing to look at and judge on. Tires look okay, but anyway, guys, it does look like it's had some damage here. That might be, yeah, there's a gouge there. It's like paint. Somebody traded some paint on it. Yeah, no, I mean, it'd be a good beater, but for like $3 grand, maybe 4 tops. But I bet you it's leaking oil right where it sits, so I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Anyway, guys, so I got a Corvette. This isn't it, but this one is. Catch you in the next video.